The project was designed around a series of workshops, training workshops, where you looked at different things such as YouTube video, taking videos on there and editing them in YouTube, putting captions on, making resources from the YouTube videos like Blubbr and etc. Which of the were the training sessions useful?
Yes, I mean the training sessions opened up things to us, information that we didn't know, we were out there but we were unaware of. We didn't know, I personally didn't know you could edit the videos within YouTube itself. I thought you had to use a third-party software. Blubbr was new to me as well, so it introduced a lot of new apps or new software that we could use in the training environment, and it helped us to guide us through using them as well.
Had you heard of things like QR codes and augmented reality before the training sessions?
I've heard of the term augmented reality, and I've probably seen it on a few TV shows and things where it's been demonstrated or at some exhibitions. I've never really thought too much about actually utilising it and using it in an educational world. QR codes are around us, and I have seen those little square barcodes as such in shop windows and on bus stops, etc. But again, I've never actually used one myself.
Which of the applications do you think... You decided to follow using Blubbr. What made you decide that particular resource?
I think between the three of us, we went off and used different resources, and we could just whatever we think we felt more comfortable with. I personally used the Blubbr one because it fitted my engineering environment. I wanted something to actually test the students. I wanted them to be able to go in, see some video of some engineering or some engineering products, and then actually be able to test their knowledge and make it competitive for them to want to go back into it and then do it again to try and better their scores. Blubbr seemed to suit this. It's relatively simple, making a video or videos and then putting them onto YouTube and then utilising those videos into the actual Blubbr software, and it worked very well.
So, did you have to use skills? Did you have to use the YouTube editor in order to edit videos to then use within Blubbr?
Yeah, we did actually use the editor as well. I mean, again, that was new to us using the editor, but the editor is actually fairly straightforward to use, and it allowed us to do basic amendments and adjustments to the videos we made, enough to actually then put them into the Blubbr and use the Blubbr software for the rest.
During the training sessions, even though you picked different things to work on, how useful was it working with your two colleagues?
It's very beneficial actually, because you can share information between the three of us. We all got different backgrounds. There's an electrician there, a machinist and an engineer. And between the three of us, we have different backgrounds, different knowledge and skill bases. We can all throw into the pot ideas, and we can then eventually come to like a best practice. And if we've got a problem with something, we can go to one of the others and they can actually advise, maybe come up with ideas. So it was definitely a sharing information. It worked really well.
Have you tried your resources out at all with students?
We've done some, or I've done on my particular engineering students, I've done some limited trialling with the groups I've actually had. I've had some level 1 students. I generally have level 2 students. I've tried it with me level 1 students, the Blubbr, and it did go down quite well. They engaged into it, and they actually then revisited it to actually try and better their scores, which they did. So it has been beneficial. I would like to take it further. It needs to be developed a bit more with a broader range of questions, and then I think then it would be much more suitable for the actual level 2 students as well. So it's looking at your target audience, and then actually then, as you would with any assessment, even though it's done in a fun-based way, but it is a testing and assessment, and like trying to try and measure their knowledge basically and their retention of information. So it's based on the level of student. So again, I think a much broader spectrum of questions are required, but eventually I think it would be actually turn out to be a very valuable tool.
And is it something that you can then use actually in the workshop area? Would you, if students were allowed to use their mobile phones, etc., could they do that?
Yes, they can. I mean, you can link all of this together. I mean, especially with QR codes and that. We ask the students oral questions as part of the assessments. You could actually incorporate those oral questions as part of the Blubbr quiz, asking them the same type of questions, and they can actually go to a piece of machinery and they could use their mobile phone or the tablet and look at a QR code, which possibly could take them straight to the Blubbr. You could link the technologies together, basically. And once they're into using the QR codes and getting into the Blubbr, then of course they'll be asked a range of questions on that particular subject, or shown a small video using in Blubbr and asked a question on it as well.
What's your next steps?
The next steps, apart from the Blubbr side of things, I mean, it was very interesting to get involved a little bit with the virtual reality. We're looking at the software which can develop that. Now, again, it's only been basically been, played with a small amount, but it demonstrates a bigger capability. What would be nice would be to get the videos of the internals of some of our engineering equipment. So a student can go up to a large milling machine, which is intact, hold the tablet or his mobile phone up to the piece of equipment, and then actually be shown a cutaway of inside the machine and the parts within it. And that would save a lot of time, and it would also describe better, I think, to the actual student what they're going to be attempting to repair and fix.